Hey, hello. It is Debbie Peterson of Getting to Clarity, and this is another episode of Success Without Sacrifice. Success without sacrifice. As busy women professionals, as people looking to get ahead in our career and in our life, a lot of times we chase a lot of different things, and it's not an equal exchange. And so we end up having to sacrifice things that are important to us. So I today wanted to had an issue, technical issue. Wanted to talk to you about toxic environments and toxic people, and what it is that you should do when you encounter those. The thing is that when it comes to toxic people and toxic environments, these are things that you feel. It is somebody else's external attitude that you are taking internally, and it affects you. It can affect your physical being. It can affect your health, causing stress and anxiety. It can affect your worth or your perceived self-worth. It can affect your attitude about yourself. It can create self-respect issues. It can create self-doubt issues. It can create limiting beliefs. So, this is something that really needs to be addressed if you find yourself in a toxic situation. And when it comes to, here's how I define it. So what a toxic situation is, in a brief summary, is that when you've got someone that is adding negativity or is upsetting you, whether that be a specific person or whether it be a situation, a work environment, that you are taking some things on and it's really affecting you, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. It can be pieces of that or all of them. And I know that I have found myself there as well. But the secret is, and if there's one thing that I want you to take away from this, is that anytime situations like this show up in our life, they show up for a reason. Usually there is some sort of pearl that we are meant to extract from the situation that is for us. But usually when it comes to toxic people and environments, it really is about them. It is about something that they're dealing with. It is something that the people who contribute to the situation haven't resolved, and they are projecting this onto you. And the thing is that you are picking it up. And so how do you deal with toxic people? How do you deal with toxic environments? So I have some suggestions for you today, and here are some things that I would like you to try, and things that I myself have tried in the past, because I have had my interactions with toxic people. I have had my interactions with toxic work environments. And this particular work environment looked like there wasn't clarity. There was vision at a really high level, but there wasn't clarity on how we were going to get to that vision. There was a lot of interference from people who didn't have a role in the company. They were family and they didn't have a role in the company per se, but it still was allowed to go unchecked. And because nothing was ever done about it, everybody turned into, hey, we're just fending for ourselves. It's just, we're covering, CYA. I'm going to make sure that I'm okay. Nobody cared about anybody else. And it was just a slippery slope once it started. And I know for me, I would come home, I would have migraines. My emotions were just all over the chart. Just a lot of stress around that. And ultimately, I had a decision to make. And, that certainly is one of the options. So let me cover some options for you if you find yourself having to deal with toxic people or toxic situations or environments, maybe even at work. One is that you have these feelings that come up. All of your feelings reside in your unconscious or your subconscious, however you label that. And they come up for a reason. And the reason that they're coming up, it's a sign to you saying, woohoo, wait a minute, you're not going in the right direction. this isn't exactly what you want for people to treat you this way or to create this in your life. And so it's a red flag that says that you need to create some sort of boundary around this. And all of these tips kind of tie together, because second tip is we teach people how to treat us. We, by either taking action or not taking action, tell people what is acceptable. And so if people are disrespecting us, if people are pushing their attitudes on us, if unacceptable behavior is allowed to happen in the workplace and you do nothing about it, then you're granting permission. Even if you speak up and nothing has done about it, you still have done your part. And then it comes to third tip, you have a decision. And for you, it's always about creating choice. It's always about having that, having options available to you. And I know this may not be an ideal environment to make a choice like that, which leads me to tip number 4, which is have good people around you. Have a sisterhood, have a strong inner circle. And I'm sure that you've either heard this before or you've heard me say this before. We are the average of the top 5 people that we spend the most time with. And are those people really serving you? Are they lifting you up? Are they supporting you? Or are they picking away at you? Are they poking at you? Are they dragging you down? Because it's a law of averages. We pick up what people put out. And are we picking up from these people things to help us to thrive, or things that really just help us to take a dive? And so thinking about the people that you surround yourself with, make sure that you've got good, supportive people around you. They can also act as a buffer or a sounding board when you find yourself in these situations. Because what tends to happen is people say things and we pick it up and we put it on as if it's truth, and it's not. And so you need people around you to say, yeah, wait a minute, I'm going to call on that because I really don't think that's true or that's factual. So, paying attention to the people that you have around you. And then the 5th tip that I would give you is that, these toxic people and the people in these toxic environments that crawl into our head are like this band of just negative cheerleaders. Okay. But what if you were your own positive cheerleader inside your own head, turning that message around to something that you want to hear, telling yourself inside of your head, having that dialogue with yourself, what it is that you want to hear. And this really helps to reframe your mindset that you're saying, no, I'm not going to accept that. And this is what I want instead. So that you're constantly reframing your mind. So just to review what we covered today, when it comes to these toxic people and the negativity that they're introducing to your life, 1, have boundaries. If the feelings are coming up, they're coming up for a reason, do something about it. Enforce your boundaries around that. Number 2, we teach people how to treat us, either by what we do or what we don't do. It could be by you doing nothing. You're saying to them that it's permissible. So being careful of that. The 3rd thing is you always have a decision to make. If this truly is affecting you physically, mentally, emotionally, then a decision might need to be made. And perhaps you leave the environment. Perhaps you say bye-bye to the person who is causing this in your life. But you always have an option, a decision to make. The 3rd is having that, sisterhood, the inner circle, the strong inner circle that supports you. And then the 5th is be your own positive internal cheerleader. Reframe that dialogue and turn it to where you want to go. So I hope that those 5 tips help you with the toxic people, the toxic situations, the toxic work environment that you may find yourself in. And if I can be of good service to you, I would love to hear from you. And what I want to propose is an option. I have a 3-day immersive retreat coming up in April. And if you are a woman who is looking to up level, to the next level of your career or your life. If what is in place for you isn't working for you any longer, then let's have a conversation, because I would like to invite you in to be part of this 3-day immersive experience. Transformation doesn't need to take weeks. It can happen in a weekend. And I really would love to see you take the time and the space to do that deep thinking so that you are making the right decisions for you. And you're doing it in a place of community where you have people that support you and want to see you get to the next level just as much as you want to get there yourself. If this sounds like it would be something that you would be interested in, then let's have a conversation. You can go to claritywithdebbie.com, grab some time on my calendar, and let's see if it's a fit for you. So until the next time, in the next episode of Success Without Sacrifice, here is wishing you all the clarity you deserve. Have a really great day, and bye-bye for now.